So, Coach Spiker had them ready to go. That's a really good team. We knew that going in. We knew how challenging they were going to be because they're just tremendous one-on-one basketball players. And right now, our staple is defending and rebounding. However, they did a tremendous job of getting the ball in and out, and we made a lot of mistakes in our pressure. They handled it very well. They were really prepared, and that's impressive because they've been playing a couple games with only 2-day prep. So Fairfield, they handled the pressure really well as well. So we've got to do a better job of executing on both ends of the floor. We didn't execute some of the things that we had been executing. We weren't getting into our pressure quick enough. And, when you're trying to pressure for 40 minutes, if one guy's out of place and isn't kind of executing it, bang, one pass and they're off to the break. So hats off to them. They were prepared. They were ready to go. And really good one-on-one basketball players. The bottom line is if you let a team shoot 60% at any point, let alone for the second half, it's going to be really hard to win. Proud of the way we fought back, and that's really encouraging because we never give up. We never hold our head down. We kept saying we were going to win the game. We believed we were going to win the game, even when they went up 7 with 2 minutes to go, and we fought back and had a chance to tie or win. That's all we can. Our goal is to be the best team we can be by the end of the year. I think that team's going to win the CAA, or certainly be one of the better teams in the CAA. We have to learn from it, continue to get better. Tomorrow we travel and we'll watch some film, get better, and see what happens on Monday and Tuesday. And for a Friday night, appreciate the fans that came out. And we got to do a better job and win more games at home so more fans come and rock the building. For a Friday night crowd, we need this place rocking. We need the energy through the roof. They went 10 for 11 from the free throw line. When Rose Thrill is rocking, teams don't do that, right? Teams miss or so we have to do our part, win the games we're supposed to win to continue to build the process here.
After that, the first 4 minutes, I think you added up like 16 points. What do you think shifted as the game went along?
Defensively, we didn't get stops. So even when we scored those 16 points, we got 2 stops. And then they came back and hit 2 threes. They got 2 offensive rebounds. They got a putback and a 3. We left a man wide open. He got a 3. So we were scoring, but we were more like a feel-good team. When we score, we got our energy going. We can get some stops. When we're not scoring, we go into a little scoring drought. We struggle to get stops, and that's we're experienced and mature, so we got to figure that one out. That's something we have to correct real quick.
Same.
Coach Jameer had a good night in the second half. Can you just talk about you talked about playing 40-minute basketball. Can you talk about how you take performances like that and try to stretch it out for a 40?
Yeah, I mean he just kind of coming back after being out for 6 weeks. He's not in great shape yet. He'll continue to work on that and get there. His defense and rebounding and off-ball defense is something that you got to be in elite shape for. And we know that. He knows that. He's working hard to get back out there. He wants to be there for 40 minutes. He's just not at game shape. It's 2 games, and he just got cleared literally 2 days prior to Georgia Court. So he's getting there. He played a couple more minutes tonight than he did last year. He's just so versatile offensively. He's fantastic. Now, if we got to get him in better shape day by day, game by game, and then he can be a more complete player, which is he wants to become. He's trying.
Coach, you guys were up 1 going into that under 4 media timeout, and then you kind of blinked, and then Drexel were up 7. In your mind, what shifted in those last couple minutes?
Yeah, we took a couple bad shots. We had a few turnovers, and then we just made some mistakes defensively. And credit them. They hit some tough shots, a couple bank shots. I mean, the kid Blakely hit 2 or 3 big-time shots, and then Hargrove, the big kid Hargrove had the only shot outside 2 feet. Turned face, banged a 15-footer. I mean, they made some tough shots when they needed to, and that's really impressive. I mean, dudes were in their faces. It wasn't like, then we made a couple of big mistakes, right? We lost our men on the weak side. They got a layup, kid number 1. Rebound doesn't go our way. They get an offensive rebound. And then just one-on-one, they did a good job taking us one-on-one and making the tough shots when they needed to make them. But we did make a couple of mistakes where we lack of communication, lack of trust, and we got a couple new guys, and we got to continue to fight that part.
Second to last possession, Jameer and JJ and Jackie were not in the game.
Yeah.
Can you just walk through that?
Yeah, I only have one timeout. So wanted Josh to come off. We have a specific play for a 4-man. We usually execute really well. I thought Josh was able to finish around the basket and also rebound. Those two weren't playing their best on the defensive end, so I felt like we were going to get a bucket with who we had on the floor, and I needed to save the timeout for that last call. I didn't want to use it after the basket to get my best defensive team in, and it worked. We got the offensive rebound, got the foul, made the 2 free throws, and we got the stop. And then we got the timeout. So everything I wanted to execute in that last however many seconds happened. We just didn't get the bucket at the end.
Did he slip Jackie him though?
He did, but I will tell you, the kid 15 stayed in front of him pretty good. And then we waited. So, you know, you got to get that shot up with about 3 seconds. I mean, we had 11 seconds. We wanted to go right away. At Seton Hall, he made it at the buzzer, but we had I don't know how many seconds. When you're down, you got to go right away and give yourself an opportunity to get a tap back and something like that. But he drove the ball. He tried to jump stop and make a play, and then he slipped. But Hargrove, man, that's a tough-nosed team, man. It was 5 and credit because they only play really 6 guys a lot of minutes. But Zach found minutes for a couple of guys that really saved them in the second half. And you know, we got to be more aggressive around the rim and get more free throws because, you know, at home we only got 11 free throws in our own build. We got to do more. We got to get more physical around the rim.
Coach, obviously you guys had a lot of success with the lobs, coming off of pick and rolls and getting your 5 rolled into the basket. You haven't been known as a lob throwing team.
No.
But was that part of the game plan, something you saw in the game?
Yeah.
Talk me through those.
It was something we saw on film, and we've been working on it a lot more. Abdu's getting more and more comfortable in his 6th year. It was actually the play of the final minute. That final play was supposed to be a ball screen, back screen, kind of Spain action.
Yeah.
I have to watch the film to see if we set a good back screen or if he was open at all. But, you know, they did a good job. They switched it all, and you know, that usually, okay, you got a 5 on your most explosive scorer. You know, that's probably a matchup you'll take, you know, 9 times out of 10. But just, they did a good job defending it.
They stayed on with the shooters.
Yeah.
He was pivoting, trying to find.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't lead. They didn't try to help off at 15. They have a lot of faith in him to stay in front, and that's what he did. He kept Jackie in front, forced him even going left, which is impressive. Shut off the corner. We figured if they did switch, it would overhelp. We'd lift and try to go for the win. If not, try to get it 2.
Last one. Sam.
And speaking of Adu, you got the start tonight. Has he been feeling a lot better? You know, from earlier in the season, and how much is his increased presence on the court?
No doubt. I mean, he's just a monster. And then he started finishing around the rim. The first couple of minutes he should have had, he should have had probably 14, 16 points. So in the second half, just being quick situations. Catch quick. In the first half, he caught, held, and he was a little hesitant. So we talked at halftime, just the way you play defense, you're so aggressive, you just go to try to block shots. You don't even think about it. You're flying around, flying through the air. You need to play on the offensive end like that. He did it in the second half, finishing bunnies around the rim and made a huge impact. He was out for a long time, 8 practices with a concussion, then an additional exhibition and 3 practices with an eye injury. So he's now finally kind of getting his into getting back. We'll get Tripp on that track as well. And we'll continue to fight and connect, and we'll battle and we'll get better, and we'll be the best team we can be by the end of the year.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Good.
Thanks, Coach.